Hey there, gamers, and welcome back to Mysticai's gaming channel. It's a pleasure to have you all here on Twitch or YouTube, however you're joining us. Shout out to everybody in chat. Thanks for joining, and everyone else, welcome aboard. Today, we're journeying into the deep sections of null space, running an escalation, a Pith Penal complex. We are going to try to remember the stream is all about having a blast together. Feel free to chat or comment down below, share your thoughts, ask questions, and let's make this a positive gaming session. Again, thanks for everyone being here. Consider following and liking if you enjoy the content. Subscribe if you feel like it, and I want to let you know your support fuels our journey here on this channel. Without further ado, let's jump into the Pith Penal complex. I will go over the fit of the Tengu at the end of the stream, or at the end of this video. Okay, so we are going to open up the agency and warp to location. The Pith Penal complexes are run by previous Amar captain called Duark Humphrey, commonly referred to by his previous prisoners as Duak the Insane, or Duak the Screaming. He is a fiercely disciplined tactician. After a prolonged service in the Imperial Navy, Imperial Amar forces, he decided to go into business in the private sector. Threat assessment 8 out of 10. We're going to close out of that and activate our modules. Okay, activating the acceleration gate. The pocket is where Duak built his so-called Humane Aid Center. It is his term for facility where prisoners are allowed some physical and social freedoms. The rate of successful rehabilitation is quite considerable and has somewhat surprised DED threat assessment units that have looked into the operation. Okay, so talking is going to be sparse here. As I try to focus down what the hell I'm doing. Alright. Salvaging that first wreck. Orbiting. While I lean into the rest of these guys. The cruisers are what cause us problems, so we focus on just the battle cruisers for a little while here. There's a lot of missiles that are going to be going off, so it makes not so good for videos, but this is the site, first room. Just for my sake, I feel like I'm slipping a little bit. Consumed a booster that improves my shield boost. Because I normally focus very much. Talking actually super distracts me sometimes. So once the cruisers are dealt with, I focus down the destroyers. I just had to take care of that battleship because it was jamming me. We're also going to bookmark this site, this location. In case we decide to come back and salvage. Moving forward, orbiting the next item. Orbiting the next item. That stasis tower has hit us. It is located right in front of the acceleration gate. I forgot it existed, so be aware. Otherwise, this room is not too much trouble. This cargo container is from the
A module has run out of charges.
Officers HQ, which has the only good loot. It's Duoc stuff, like the card key to continue. Unfortunately, you have to still destroy everybody here with or without the card key to see if we don't have a booster that can speed this up. That'll help us survive. We'll probably take that. And this allows us to hit better. So now it's just a lot of running around, catching them, and killing them.
A module has run out of charges.
Okay, so let's get a good top-down view. All right, we landed here, traveled across, and now are pursuing the ship. We're gonna swing our way back around. And then once we clear out the next 5, we'll be able to jump the gate. So we might take the time to come back later and salvage all this, if I feel like it. Probably not, though. I'm here really just for the boss drop than I am anything else. Is there an officer in this room? I don't think so. Negative. Last 3. Shouldn't take too terribly long now, but this is certainly a time investment. It is. Hopefully, I'll be able to show you like a good drop out of this. At the very least, we're gonna get like 80 mil, I think, from what's it? The NPC tag that drops at the end. The officer. Oh, what is it? The Overseer's personal effects. My boosters are going to last for the next hour, so we're probably going to do this, make use of them as much as we can. Go back, run maybe a few anomalies, maybe some Forsaken rally points, maybe just some hubs, and we'll get another escalation. Wouldn't that be sick? I was getting too excited and didn't realize he was just out of range. So yeah, to recap this room real quick. You land right on that station or behind the station. You're facing that direction when you land. And that's this room. Right where that enemy is at the moment is a basis web tower that you should be aware of. You need the cargo container opened from the officer's HQ to extract the key card and move through. All of the enemies have been defeated. Reload your ammo. Prep for a new bookmark when you land. This corridor is used to guard prisoners that are deemed incapable of breaking out by themselves, and thus safe enough to contain in low security facilities, but are connected well enough to demand a high security dead space pocket. Prisoners brought here for rehabilitation have their equipment confiscated by authorities and then taxed heavily to pay upkeep costs. This often leaves prisoners without any belongings. Duak keeps the taxes under lock and key. Warden. So when you land, there's always a beacon. I have it on a different tab so it doesn't always show. There are large collidable objects. So when you land, you can always orbit the beacon next to you. Okay, let's take a look at the room. You land on this beacon around this group of battleships. We'll push forward to this radio telescope once these battleships are taken care of. Okay. Once around this radio telescope, most of these should be dealt with. We're going to focus down the cruisers because of our particular ship. There's another radio telescope on the opposite end. And in the center here, there's this ring, Duak's dot, that can only be destroyed or harvested when you've killed all enemies in the area. That allows you to get a tag and are able to jump through the acceleration gate. We're gonna bookmark the location. Once I get down the shields, I can go ahead and orbit the next location, because he'll be dead before we know it. And we're going to focus the cruisers.
A module has run out of charges.
we're gonna totally ignore the battleships. If you're flying a different ship than I am, you're gonna have to figure out your own tactics that work. We're gonna go ahead and orbit the next radio telescope. Naturally, the failure on my part when developing this tactic is we have to come back and hunt down all the battleships, but it's okay. We got nothing but time. So if you're just joining us, I'm running a Pith Penal Complex escalation.
Our module has run out of charges.
Top-down view. We are on the left side of the room. We warped in on this location 105 kilometers away. Okay, so this is the last room we have to full clear. The next room, we're going to be sniping the boss as best as we can. I'm certain I'll be able to pull it off. And then that'll be it for the escalation. After you snipe the boss, you warp out, you wait for your non-capsuleer log-off timer to hit 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I just wait the full 5 minutes because I don't really mind. Because if you then you can warp right to wherever your bookmarks are. Else you have to enter the site again and travel the whole site. Yep.
out of charges.
On the last couple, once he reaches no shields, we'll orbit the next one. I could probably start my orbit sooner, but I make mistakes, so I do it until the shields don't remain. So if you wanted to, the habitations modules in this location
A
have
module has run out
drops.
of charges.
They're like scientists and stuff, as far as I recall. We are on approach to the Duax dot. It has decoders in it, which we can loot. And then, before you jump, you're gonna, if you're flying the ship I have, you're gonna load your javelin to get a 75-kilometer range. Once you take your warp, I'm talking right now, so I don't have to focus on or try to explain when it's important. You're upon landing, you're gonna line out to anything that you can warp to, and snipe the boss. That's the gist of it.
Warp drive active.
Duac Humphrey travels frequently between all the complexes, but when he is around, this is where he'd be. The dead space pocket is littered with victims jettisoned into space after having died in captivity in one of his prison/torture chambers. He is at the bottom of my list. And I'm just making a straight line out. You're surrounded by a number of these guys. The cruisers. You can take the time to kill them if you please. I do not. I'm going to bookmark their location before I panic. We're going to keep an eye on your shields. So long as you have the range, you should be fine. You take so much fire in this room. It is insane. but we're doing just fine with our boosters. We're not even overheating, mostly because of our drug boosters. They're also helping our shields, and our signature radius is lowered, so that makes us harder to hit. And yeah, that's what we got going on. We got kinetic resistance, and we're keeping our movement up, so we're good. We're gonna switch over to salvage and be ready for the salvage wreck to spawn. There's the bad guy over there. All right. The base used by Duark screaming have been torn asunder. With it, the area is at last free of his mad experiments. Okay, see, here we go. Getting out of here. We bookmarked the wreck. We're warping. Warping. Sweet. Now, in the top left corner, we're going to wait for that non-capsuleer log-off timer to hit at least 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then we'll be able to warp back and check out the loot. I was lucky enough to have a base station to dock at in this system, so that's what we're gonna sit this one out. Let it cool down, and I'm gonna make a tea real quick. In the meantime, I will be putting the fitting on screen. So with Javelin, we had 574 DPS. With the Rage, we have 991 DPS. Okay, so let me do a little bit of talking about the fit. I have a prototype cloaking device, so when you're in hostile space and you make uh, a safe spot, you can always just cloak no matter what your fit. I always have that on. Heavy assault missile launcher 2s because we're skilled. Compact shield booster, 10 MN afterburner 2. A lot of our tank comes from these two items. Um, a Thucker large cap battery to keep us stable. Compact kinetic shield hardener, compact shield boost amplifier, due to the traits given to us by the Tengu. This does a lot for us. In a compact missile guidance computer to reach far range targets, 3 ballistic control systems, and an overdrive injector system that gets our meters per second moving just shy above 700 meters per second. That is an excellent speed to be at with an afterburner. rocket fuel for range, warhead rigger catalyst for application, hydraulic bay thrusters for range. Right, that all affects these missiles. Supplemental screening, it gives us more shield and bonuses to overheating our hardeners. That would be used in like emergency situations. It has proven invaluable to have when I really am not paying attention. Accelerated ejection bays, they're the heavy assault missiles, so everything great for that. Fuel catalyst for more speed in our afterburner. Pretty basic. And a augmented graviton reactor for more capacity. I think this is also for the 2 low slots that I wanted, right? As well as power grid. Missile range script, precision script, javelin heavy, and rage, right? Javelin for 75 kilometers and rage for 42. So always have a few drugs on you. Have synth crash, hard shell, extinct. You don't need quaff 0, but that's helpful if you need like to align even faster during your travels. Let's see. It has a 82 HP per second shield, right? Um, even though it can go much higher, that's really all we need, especially with our drugs. Um, the particular thing about this fit is you need a power grid management. You need a power grid management implant EG TAC 604 to give you 4% power output bonus for all of this to work together. Um, Again, the DPS is 991 with Rage, 574 with Javelin, so you can use this however you'd like. Kinetic resistance is 77%, 60% thermal. Targeting is 93 kilometers. We don't hit out beyond that, so that's perfect. 167 is our signature radius. Scan resolution, 131. That's slow for this, but that's because of the prototype cloaking device. If you were to take this off, it would bounce up to double. Okay. And that about covers it for the fit, and that comes at 490 million just for the ship, a few more million for the implant, and you're good to go. We're gonna now go collect our well-deserved loot. Hopefully we have something nice sitting there. We finished our escalation. We're gonna warp right to the wreck of Screaming Duet Comfrey. Okay, so here we are. There's the wreck. We're gonna open it up and hope it's something good to share on stream. Okay, this is not that great, but it's actually, never mind. It's got a rattlesnake blueprint, which is fantastic. We've got the Overseer personal effects for 80 mil. Thank you for the follow, McGee1116. Thanks for joining us. So we've made 80 mil in this session. We're probably going to come back and salvage this if I find the time. But now, thank you for watching. Let's go home.